To understand how all this came about, we need to take you back to the beginning.
Mardi Valentine, he's my twin brother. Our daddy, he was a farmer from Eastern Kentucky, and one summer he took a vacation. I guess he was in his early 20s or so, and he went down to New Orleans, and he met himself a woman, and he never went back. They named me Colt after my daddy's Kentucky heritage and the horse farms, and they named Marty because of Mama's favorite New Orleans celebration. I'm obviously my father's son. I love hunting and fishing and building stuff and fixing things and farming, and Marty is a mama's boy. And I don't say that in the negative sense. Our mama is wild. She is nuttier than a squirrel turd crazy. That woman. I tell you, for income, down there in New Orleans, she used to wrestle alligators for tourists, and I mean, not just kind of wrestle them. I mean, she put a hurting on them things, and streaks don't last forever though. And I guess we were probably 9 years old when we lost Mama to one, and Marty took it real hard. I mean, it crushed him. He took it harder than any of us, and after we lost your daddy, he didn't see no reason to stay here in Louisiana, so we went on back to Kentucky and started farming again. I took to it right away, but Marty, he never really did take to it. Me and Daddy'd be tending the fields or feeding the cows and the pigs and such, and Marty'd be doing his crazy stunts, jumping off the roof into a pile of hay or racing down a hill on a bike with no brakes. Or one time and it's a true story, he would charge the neighbor kids $5 to shoot him with ball rockets. I never understood him. Daddy hoped it was a phase, but it wasn't. And when Daddy died, we were 22 years old, and Marty just gave me his share of the farm, and he just wasn't for him, and he went out to chase his own adventure, I guess.
And it was that journey of seeking thrills that would lead him to Coach Boomer Stubbs.
Yeah, I met Marty when he was 23 years old. We was down there in Myrtle Beach, Florida. He's down there on that pier, and I tell you, people were paying him $20 to look at jellyfish. And man, he must have made about $250 that day just to look at jellyfish, I tell you. That jellyfish did not take it easy on him, I tell you. It was kind of like when you eat a bean burrito, and yeah, well, you know what happens next, but yeah, well, he had no fear, I'll tell you that. I looked him right in the eye and I said, son, I'm looking for someone like you. Because I just got named the U.S. Skeleton Racing Team head coach. Now, if you don't know what U.S. Skeleton is, it's basically if the WWE SmackDown would make an Olympic sport, that's what they do. You get this sled and you go head first down this 90-degree angle icy slope. And but I needed them. I needed a man with no fear. And when I looked at Mardi Valentine, that's what I saw.
Coach Boomer was excited, all right. Unfortunately, though, not everyone joined in his excitement.
Coach acted like Mardi Valentine was the greatest thing to ever live and go down that hill. But just like he was the Tom Brady of the snow. But I know, Coach just caught up in the Mardi Valentine tunnel vision, never realizing that I was the real star all along. It's just such a shame.
In 2010, I was fresh out of college with a broadcasting degree with dreams of being the female Jimmy Fallon. But instead, I was sent to Vancouver covering sports. I don't like sports, so I kind of had this fake it till you make it mentality. But I tried to make the best out of it and nothing really excited me. But then, at the opening ceremony, I saw it. Mark Valentine, rush junkie, living for the thrills, couldn't stop staring at this girl helping with pyrotechnics. And it wasn't just one-sided. She was smiling at him the whole night, too. I thought this was much juicier than the games going on around me, so I followed the story, hoping I'd get it into a focus piece that could Show the company that, yes, I am the star that they're looking for.
The torch that was lit at the opening celebration, that wasn't the only flame that started burning that night. As the days passed, Marty seemed less interested in competing and more interested in this mystery girl, Jackie LaFont.
Now, there wasn't much practice for our skeleton team. Basically, you just sled down the hill as fast as you can and try not to die. I remember one night, though, I forgot to pack my toiletries, so I went on down there to the Bed Bath & Beyond and went up in there and I had to get some deodorant and toothpaste, some shaving cream, and some Q-tips. Well, I get back, and little did I know, Marty, sitting over there at the food court, he bet down 3 nil funnel cakes, 4 corn dogs, and an iced soda. And lo and behold, who's there with him? Kathy DuPont. Now I pulled him aside and I said, boy, I don't care if you follow your heart, but you gotta remember why we're here. And that's to make me a champion. And he assured me we were fine, you know. I said, you can't let a woman control 2 things. I said, Marty, you can't let a woman control your mind. You also can't let her control your belly. Like I say, he assured me we were fine, but as history would tell us, maybe I should have listened more to Cody.
I remember that night before that race, that girl, she brought in all this food to cook for them, all that Cajun cuisine, that jambalaya, beignets, just fatty, disgusting food. She overcooked it and burned everything. The place smelled terrible. He thought he had to be polite and eat it all. Just disgusting.
So race day was here, yet no one could have predicted how this event would turn out.
So me and my buddy Rodney, we won these tickets on the radio. It was like, 97.9. Bobby Bones hooked us up.
No, it was 95.5.
No, Mr. Bones, I remember.
Whatever.
He set us
Whatever.
up. All right, yeah. So anyway, we're fans of like MMA, like NFL, cool kid stuff. And we weren't just into all this about like ice skating, like ribbon twirling. We were just into that. We're into cool kid stuff, you feel?
And let me tell you what, all that ice skating sounded pretty lame to us. Because, we like the YouTube fails and the old people falling videos that are all over the internet. Those are great.
Those are gnarly.
And, this whole skeleton thing pretty much sounded like the Olympics version of what we love. So it's right up our alley.
All week we're hearing about this brother, Mardi Valentine, he's so cool. He's like everything, and then he's like the Johnny Knoxville of like Olympia or something like that. You feel?
And when he came out, it was surprising. He was massive, but not like Jim Jack massive, like a beached whale walking out there to ride that skeleton course.
Oh gosh, yeah, dude. This dude looked like a bloated Power Ranger. I don't even know what to say, honestly.
Hey, but I'll tell you this. We wanted a show. That's what we went for. And that old Chub Scout didn't disappoint.
Oh yeah, it was dope.
So dope.
Yeah.
And so Marty comes out, and you have to stand, he's the favorite to win all. But when he got onto his sled, I guess the extra weight broke it, and he started rolling down like a basketball on a water slide. I mean, they laughed him out of that place. He was humiliated. Now, he had a teammate, Cody Conway. He kept shouting, "It's the girl's fault. She plumped him up," which I just thought was even more romantic, because, he loved her so much, he ruined himself. Yeah. It's like Twilight. But instead of being a vampire, he's just fat. So we taped the event to show later that night, and it was great footage, and we thought it would be perfect. Anyway, it never made it to air because faulty fireworks show destroyed them. Convenient, right? Well, with him failing and being everyone's favorite fail opened the door for an underdog to win gold.
That's right, baby, it's your boy, Mr. Spicy on the Icy, the Latin assassin, the cold-blooded Cuban. It is I, Carlos Ruben. And as you can see, being in Cuba, there is not much ice. So when I practice for the skeleton, I cannot do it on ice. I do it on playground equipment. So that's fine. But yeah, I was the longest long shot in the games. No one even knew who I was. Kind of like the Cool Runnings squad. But when Mr. Mardi Valentine, Lardy, Fardy, Fatty McGoober Valentine blew up like a pufferfish, I knew that I had a chance. The Latinist, I think I said that already, but I knew that I had a shot to win it all, win the beautiful trophy. I made this myself, but it's still beautiful. And I knew that I could win the longest shot alive. And everybody knows that I live by my motto, full of flash, tons of cash, and everybody fears the stash.
Marty failed hard that day. He was blinded by love and missed out on a chance to etch his name into U.S. Olympic history. After the Vancouver Games, Jackie disappeared and Marty slid into a deep depression that lasted for years. We tried, but were unsuccessful in reaching Jackie, so we had to hire the guys from MTV's Catfish to help track her down, and ultimately she agreed to do an anonymous interview. Next week we'll hear from Jackie and from our hero himself, Mardi Valentine, at the conclusion of ESPN's 30 for 30, Glazed Eyes, Clogged Hearts, the Mardi Valentine story.